Hello, viewers. I'm SB, and welcome back to Two Point Museum, where, as you can see here, I have taken the $40,000 that we managed to build up and just completely blown it on remodeling. But we now have a little bit more of like a comprehensible guest flow, right? We have this big room, and when they're done with the big room, they can go into the cafeteria. We have the map display here to hopefully get them to spend a little bit more time. We get them to want to spend more time. They go into the cafeteria, then through the gift shop. Obviously, we'll fill this area and we'll build this stuff out. Like the gift shop will keep moving whereas the exit moves, so it's right in front of it. But that's I think the idea. We'll see if we can actually make that happen. The cafeteria we've unlocked a lot of food in the cafeteria that does basically the same thing. It's just like plus 20% buzz for various types of artifacts here. We have a snow slushy. We do have one for frozen finds. So my thinking is, once we can afford to, we might want to move the frozen finds to after the cafeteria, do the snow slushy thing, and that way the Yetis who are already, getting their best value from the frozen finds are, getting a little multiplier on that and stuff. But yeah, I think that's where we're at to start here. We are going to need to hire more people. Flemington Primary School is somehow getting a whole bus full of kids up here, so that's probably going to be fun for them. Yeah, I definitely need to hire another assistant while we're looking at this, and probably one who doesn't donate garbage to the floor. Also, I kind of like marked out our back door, our backstage area with our employee rooms, including the space for marketing and camera rooms. So hopefully we can take advantage of that, and then when we build stuff out, I can just bump the cafeteria forward and we can build an employee hallway along the side or whatever. We'll be able to keep easy access to all the exhibits and stuff for oh, there's not a thing over here that's reaching all of these exhibits. There absolutely should be. Let's put this like as far out as we can go, and then now that we actually have some space, we can use a couple of these. We were fighting pretty tight space requirements before. Let's replace the existing knowledge board with one of the fancy ones too. Except that's not actually getting everything. There it is. Yeah, okay. The pathing's a little wacky. If I move this up to here, we lose the front corner a little bit, but I think that should be okay. We do have a donation stand up there. This feels a little bit more natural with the placement, right? Ooh, okay. And let's money build up so that we can actually go back on exhibits, or back on expeditions. But we've set ourselves up for elevated curation. We also need to watch out for a hiker type guest and see what it is. Are you a hiker? Quentin Thump, hiker. So his dream visit is simply to visit. Oh, his dream visit is to hit a map kiosk, not a display. Well, we'll have to do that, but I can't right now. My thinking is that, like I said, we'll move the frozen stuff forward. We can maybe install a kiosk over here. Maybe expand the bathroom a little bit, or whatever. Speaking of money, since we're going to continue to be for the next little while here, we are 6 months out from finishing our loan. And that is going to help, obviously, quite a lot with our profit. In fact, I'll pay off the remaining balance here before we do anything else. Let's just make sure we get this clear. I was a little worried when we started up, and I kind of screwed up that first loan, so that I had to take a second one to finish paying it off. But yeah, things are looking good now. Things are promising. Okay, 19. All right, we have our first cafeteria guests. We're getting there. People are coming in the wrong side of the museum, which is a thing we could avoid with a one-way portal or something, right? It is weird that that's even feasible. Like, that's even a thing you're allowed to do. So I think what we'll probably actually want to do is, like, maybe move the bathroom down once we have the money for everything. Okay, another month hasn't passed yet, so I don't know why I looked again. But after the new year, I think we can pay off. Make room for a second ticket taker in case, you know, once inflow gets that bad. It seems like 2 ticket takers is usually enough to handle. Okay. Repay, and now we don't have to worry about it anymore. And then we can make a little bit more space for the bathroom, move the frozen finds out to here, and that still gives us room for, like, a pretty massive expansion of our... Oh, this is convenient. Yeah, that still leaves us room for a pretty massive expansion of our fantasy collection, and also probably another kind of collection out here. And then, you know, other stuff beyond the cafeteria. So, how much does it cost to get a map kiosk going? Okay, they're not very expensive. They do require another... Like, I probably would hire another assistant, because we're going to want to... You need to have extra assistants. Sometimes things get a little dense. Sometimes you have to pull them out for missions and stuff. So if I were to put this in right now... Okay, well, you know what? I can actually go ahead and start selling right now. If I put you, like, all the way back here, there's room for a queue and everything. And we do not currently have, I believe, anybody who is trained in marketing, but he is not a good candidate. Family unfriendly, but shatterproof. You know what? Let's maybe check out the new applicant. Family friendly, but bad egg. Well,
Nigel Bickleworth on 2 Point Radio.
I don't think that's so bad.
Thank you. And thank
Because we're probably talking about putting this person in the marketing office all the time.
Getting caught behind a
And
school children. Not only
that means they won't be near their colleagues anyway.
Show into doubt, but based on the faces and gestures those children were making,
Okay, and we have some money now.
Generation are not yet.
Let's start working on the next thing. So we were doing some frozen finds and doing quite well by them. I am awfully curious what kind of natural spirits we're going to make, or we're going to encounter here, but I also want to focus a little bit more. We're going to need another prehistory expert at some point, probably fairly soon. Yeah, I think I want to be sending people out to here. We've got to get the survey level up over here, obviously. Okay, so you're in training. I guess we'll pull Lester. And then a level 4 janitor to get rock slide removed. And... yeah, let's just go ahead and use the survey scanner.
In the scholarly soup of radio, I weep for humanity, and you should too, during this next song.
I do think that it is probably a bad idea to have 0 active janitors. So why don't we hire you on? Oh, Mudberry Primer, we're actually thrilled with their school's visit to the museum. You know what? If they live up here, this probably is a pretty great place relative to their experience. right, when you come back, I want you to make 3 more survey scanners, workshop guy. And then I'm really curious how you open up the rest of these areas of the map, because we've seen in the past areas of the map open up either by interacting with things that are adjacent to the broken area or by moving forward story concerns in the area related to the map. But obviously we're not going to see any of the latter at this point, and I think I've been to all of the stuff that is adjacent to these nodes. I mean, it's possible that they'll unlock due to story events in this area. Totally could be. Yeah, this still requires a lot of effort. You know what? Maybe we'd be better off making a fantasy find. If we want to be able to start hitting the skill thresholds that are going to let us push into the nodes we still haven't done yet, we do have to get our mythical gear online. So actually, maybe we're holding off on money until we can afford to send the wizard back to wizard school, back to the towers of high sorcery to battle once more for their soul. You know, people talk a lot of shit about Fistantentalis, but he seems like a fine, upstanding fellow to me. Perfectly cool for a horrible undead necromancer ghost. Hey. Okay. There's our one security guard also happened to just be right there because there's nowhere else for them to be.
Announcement. Stolen exhibit has been retrieved from thieves.
Okay, we're just going to immediately jump on this, even though it's going to leave us with $9 in the bank, which is going to go out pretty quickly afterward. And you have... I could probably... Hold on. How many skill points do you have available? 3. Well, that being the case, I guess there's no reason to even bother. With 4 skill points, we could get our intelligence just high enough to beat the magic misfire. Wait, can't you? There's a training you can do that gives you skill, or it gives you intelligence, though, right? Yeah, rapid analysis, and then obviously rapid analysis has other benefits. Why don't you go do that, and then we'll send you out on the thing.
Non-refundable and non-transferable, but you should still buy one.
All right, now we do have an active map kiosk. It is theoretically possible for a hiker guest to visit an active map kiosk. A lot of them are distracted by the tour right now. Okay, that training begins. It does seem like nobody is buying. Oh no, people are buying. Okay, people are buying maps. We might be okay here. Okay, and then go ahead and spend one of your remaining intelligence. We'll keep the other 2 points for later decision making. This is the wrong node. And I guess Expedition Journal, right? Well, a workshop project is only going to come out at 1 quality, and I think Mythical Gear also only comes out at 1 quality. So actually, we can probably take Speedy here since you already have Pilot Wings. All right.
Hopes for less crime and fewer crimes. Does that make sense?
And yeah, we're doing like really well on money now. I'm feeling a lot better about it. Okay, that's pretty cool.
After some delays, the expedition team are back again.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna hit this until I get these all in pristine, maybe. Just keep our wall of frozen finds going here. So you love to go on adventures. Yeah. And at this point, we have enough stuff dedicated to leveling that we don't need to use the survey scanner on them anymore. Boy, for people whose dream visit to a museum involves going to a map kiosk, the hikers are not very eager to buy from the map kiosk, are they? I could just set it kind of out in the open. I was trying to put it in a place that's like at least somewhat like the place that it's going to end up being, but it may just be that it's not far enough up. Oh, instead of getting large amounts of XP, these drop us pre-made potions. That's actually really interesting. Yeah, it does seem like the hikers are not even noticing this. They're less interested in the frozen finds than the Yetis are, and so fewer of them are walking over here. Oh, look, it's a map. It's a map kiosk. Well, that's a small child, actually, not a hiker. There we go. Incredible. We so rarely have guests. What a treat. If it were up to me and me alone, you'd already have the full support of the Bigfoot Foundation. But some of the Yeti elders can be a little stubborn, though. Indulge them in their love of all things frozen, and I'm sure you can change their minds. So yeah, okay. Frozen finds. Do stuff for frozen finds. Also, museum level 15 is a little bit of work away. But also, we have to get some... we have to get some marketing going. Probably an okay time to start. So, a marketing room is perfectly happy being this size. Doesn't need a ton going on. And then do we want to improve our marketing efficiency? There's not actually that many things that do. And we'll throw like a board up here. We can at least get this to level 2. All right. And I think we can just run a general museum campaign. Yeah, we're not trying to specifically get Yeti guests in here. It's just that there are a lot of them naturally. Okay, excellent. Little to no idea what's happened since.
Announcement. Guests can take a self-guided tour while walking around.
Alright, that's probably the last time we want to do that. Just lay something at the end of this this line. So you want to be near a cave family diorama. I don't know that we have that. Department of Culture's coming by. We should be in good situations there.
Museum of all places.
A cave family diorama.
Place in museums.
Oh, that is indeed a thing. Wow. Wow, that requires some fucking levels. Here's what you're gonna get to be near. A sign for the cafeteria. No, you probably want the wall to be icy looking over here. So we'll make sure that we're marking that this is the edge of this area, and I don't know what the hell these things are. Everybody seems to love them. Turn that one more time. Okay, there we go. Max out our buzz.
An exhaustive reading regimen, advanced calligraphy, as well as posture and decorum training.
That said, it is going to take a while before we have enough buzz to get anywhere near 15. Not for lack of trying, right? Like, we're sending out the helicopters as fast as we can afford to send them out. What is the cost of a trip to this spot? 75? Okay. We can do one more of these real quick. Yeah, I probably don't want to use anybody too much lower. Like, if I go for Lester, then we need 4 levels on our janitor, which we absolutely can do. We do have that.
Testicle guests are reminded to set their expectations to ordinary.
All right. And I assume our assistant who has marketing is currently doing something
The
else.
expedition team are planning to go faster than usual. Fingers crossed.
Do I want to just assign them to full-time? Like, we could do a zone thing. Or there's probably another way to do a full-time assignment to just like a single job.
Announcement: our health and safety
Okay.
standards are being
Department of
inspected.
Culture's coming by. So let's have, it was Usha.
Expedition team returning from Bone Belt.
Ad zone. This is the marketing zone. Okay. Oh. XP bar stopped 2 points worth 2 points short of full. Okay, frozen fridge, certainly not ideal. Sadly, the new one, which is not pristine, is a better buzz value than the old one.
We would sell more tickets if someone worked in the ticket.
All right, we may as well max out our knowledge on that particular kind of exhibit. All right, so everybody's doing their thing. For the moment here, while we have the 25K, let's just go ahead and send the wizard back out to Archwise Rise.
The expedition team are leaving now. Please say goodbye and good riddance.
And then at 7,500, we send out the other team. Where is my person with marketing? Okay, just on a break. That's fine. You're allowed to take breaks. Just haven't seen any marketing at all occur yet.
Announcement. Analysis complete. Learn anything good?
All right, at this point, we are having a lot of trouble actually taking good advantage of having 2 helicopters because we never need the second one until the first one is landed. Okay, there we go. So we will
Team
place this
returning from
exhibit.
Galaxy. How is the flight, you fools?
We'll start putting these together over here, maybe? I just want them as, you know, a little bit of separation. We don't need to have all of our fantasy stuff jammed together. All right, museum inspection says good. No available bathroom. I assume they mean like stalls? Because there is an available bathroom for guests, and then a larger staff bathroom up here. But like I keep saying, this one's going to get expanded. It
Guests
is
are
part of the
prepared
plan.
for certain levels of monotony, but they're not
So-
prepared for this.
We can throw this onto Damselina, who then is rocking, yeah, like an extra 15 points of wisdom. And hopefully we can use that to go after okay, just intelligence projects specifically. Hopefully we can use that to safely go after the hammer, because we are also going to want the hammer. It was around here somewhere. Okay, so what's this one like? It's pretty much the same node. You just need strength. Okay, strength 10. We do not, in fact, have 5 built-up skill points, but we can do the same thing here that we did with the last one, which is train the skill that improves your best stat. Okay, and survival skills is a useful thing for somebody to have anyway. Speaking of useful things to have, we know we're going to need double potion monger.
Guests are reminded that historical importance isn't necessary.
And while they're doing that, we can maybe like run this one more time. We managed to wring some decent XP out of it. Got some level ups for some folks. Oh, I didn't bring anybody who has pilot wings. Okay. Well, we're still looking for that frozen fridge, though. Do I want to just bring the first aid kit and negate that thing? I kind of think I want the XP. Stupid autumn blizzards. Yeah, so for right now, it's just like at the end of the tour, we're hitting them up for money and then hitting them up again for money on the way out. That's not probably the best way to run your business from a customer retention standpoint. All right, as soon as he's done with his survival skills, we can throw him in the other helicopter. Actually, I'm still going to need to spend a point or two. Alright, should be pretty easy to get the thing we're after here. We don't really have a lot of options. Speedy is probably going to cause helicopter damage. In fact, it's guaranteed to cause helicopter damage. It is 10 days of difference, but I think I'll take the 10. The 10 days will pass real fast.
No vigilante dusting.
Alright, now for those of you wondering about the plots of land next to our territory, it seems like every plot of land here has the same objective, which is just to unlock an adjacent plot. They all have the same build time and purchase cost.
Imagine a place filled with things you could never afford. Wow.
Imagine.
Countless, priceless artifacts from every corner of the world.
Kind of seems like we still need an assistant.
Locked away for safekeeping. Well, keep imagining. Oh, Jumbo Museum. The museum for big spenders.
What a cool marketing gimmick. This is the place where you come to give us all your money. Okay, fantastic. First try. So we're gonna place this one as well, and
Expedition team have returned with something special. It's about time.
going to lament that we cannot quite get the piece we were looking for. Alright, so if we now equip this on Mordred. All right, we did in fact sustain a minor injury here. It's fine. Are we doing on knowledge on that? Okay, I'm actually maxed out. That's a little awkward. Hopefully that one sells okay. You know what? Honestly, it could be a lot worse.
Staff requires medical attention. Not this again.
Okay, what is your deal? You don't really seem that unhappy. Your pay satisfaction is actually 0%, though. Okay. I was also about to do something else, and I don't remember what. All right, little tech hiccup there, but we are continuing. We are boogieing along.
Guests are reminded that
And honestly, it's not taking nearly as long to reach Museum level 15 as I thought it was going to. So, we've got ourselves a big hammer. We've got ourselves a magic hat. What we have now is stats. So we can probably start taking on some of these more challenging Scorched Earth nodes and start seeing some like actually new stuff, right? We need to train somebody in level 2 tour guidelines. We still have to employ another prehistoric expert at some point. So we could try to get somebody to level 5, hire somebody with no skill or hire somebody with 1 level of this already, and then put them up there. We also need a bard, which we don't have, so I guess that could be our bard as well. And it does kind of make sense, right? The bard leading a little party around the museum. What else? Over here we have, of course, a requirement to reach Enlightenment level 10 in fantasy, which we can do for sure. There is an exhibit we've never seen, and an exhibit we've only seen in very poor quality. Yeah, I was going to say, there's got to be like a lot of nodes around here that have stuff that we're not familiar with. Okay, so this is that same kind of node, but for rogue equipment, which means, yeah, it'll have the same thresholding. What does our rogue look like in terms of stats? Okay, so you have 10 agility, and I think you have no spent points. So we can probably get to 14 agility right now. And it's possible we just go there and first aid the thing and get lucky. Get the piece of equipment, and then use the piece of equipment to come back and get the workshop project. The agility potion, if we want. Yeah, I mean, let's give it a shot, right? And again, quality doesn't matter here, so we can take the faster expedition.
medical attention. Not this again.
And at some point, we'll I guess for now we can put these back. Right, we can be benefiting from their buzz
Departing on an expedition.
because they are pretty high buzz items. We don't have a tour running for the Frozen Finds, but we absolutely could. Part of me wants to just wait until we've moved them, just for, you know, organizational reasons. It's easier than resetting the tour once we do move them. So at this point, we've seen most of these rewards in Pristine. I don't think we need to push for the Frozen Fridge. We've got the Frozen Mondo Beast and the Snowy Owl Skeleton all figured out. This would be a good place to aim for next. And, you know, the only MIA here is actually pretty easy to deal with. This is an expensive trip. It really is. But we've already got the place leveled up. It requires a botany expert, which we don't have. A botany expert also would not be a bad target for a bunch of levels of tour guide because we probably wouldn't be sending them out that often, so they'd be in the museum to care for the plants and whatnot. Am I going to grab you then? I don't love Slacker, but I don't love Slacker, and I don't know if Nimble improves the speed of tour giving. It probably doesn't. Like, even if it does, it probably doesn't by very much, right? I think I'm going to go ahead and hire you, though. Give you a level of tour guidelines. And then, when you get to 5, give you another level of tour guidelines.
Staff should see better.
And at some point, we're going to need an aquatic, at least one aquatic person, too, I think. We got lots of things we have to do. Our marketing campaigns are running. Our frozen fine donations are coming in. I mean, we're doing it. We're doing it as fast as we can do it.
Announcement. Stolen exhibit has been retrieved.
And apparently somehow we're getting thieves up here. Why? Why would you bother? Why would you bother coming all the way out here for that? Legendary equipment that's yet to find a story it couldn't live through. Welcome to the plot armor. Assures that the wearer is in at least the next 4 seasons, preventing MIA and slows needs decay. I mean, prevents MIA events is pretty cool. Does it also give stats is the question, because it is the rogue. It is sort of like the rogue equivalent. Do I want to maybe move these up a little bit? I don't really want to just like lay a bunch of pieces of gear in front of the vending machines. That feels very strange. Maybe I want to even like, yeah, resize these over to here. We'll just have our little mini exhibit area. Because I don't imagine we're going to be able to find too much equipment. So if we go ahead and throw this on the rogue real quick. There's the written fate thing. Okay, there is no... It looks like there is no stat change. Oh no, it definitely is giving... It definitely is giving a bunch of... Yeah, it's giving 15 agility that's just not represented on the other version of the tooltip. That is a thing that I wish they would sort of get straight. So... I mean, we probably do just want to... I'm going to hold off. I'm going to hold off. Let's make some money. I do want to go back there. I want to get the recipe for the agility potion.
Precisely when they're meant.
We don't necessarily need to use the potions very often, but I want to have the ability to brew them. We have the... You know, we have the... a person who is skilled enough to do it. We have the facilities. Do potions generally require... stuff? Yes. Generally, they require... Well, I guess not generally, but some of them require mulch. One of them requires mulch. I guess, yeah, probably. So generally not, actually. The stat increasing ones don't seem to. So we don't necessarily need to get engaged with that whole system, the metals and the whirly cogs and whatnot. We're doing pretty well on museum level. A temporary donation of a showpiece could put us over the top.
Frequently asked questions. Yes, the dinosaurs are real.
But I guess we're waiting on the money here and the completion of the marketing campaigns. In any case, that exhibit collector is absolutely not getting any of our stuff. $18,000 isn't even that much. I guess, you know what, if he had asked a price for the fridge, I might have been willing to part with the fridge to just give us an excuse to go get a pristine one. All right, come on, you. 25K. I guess, you know, one thing we could do. We could take a loan. Now that I realize this tool exists, I'm going to be tempted to use it. Okay, and this will give us some bonus XP, and also we'll get some bonus XP. Speaking of the loan tool, let's have a look at our finances. So, average monthly donations in the neighborhood of 10,000. We're bringing in from tours and gift shop sales and cafe sales. We're really not making much at the cafe. I never bother to play with the prices. I'm never sure what what they will bear in terms of pressure.
Exhibit.
Maybe that's just me being silly, but like, I would hate to run up the prices and like lose have people not want to do the thing because it's too expensive. What are we serving right now? Energy tip. So like, if we're not making a lot of food, the dough cake's not very compelling, right? We're probably still kind of low on, well, happiness overall. I guess, okay, serve pie. Pie will help. Okay, and then while we're continuing to work this stuff, we have a botany expert now. We need to, I mean, we can kind of just go, right? Send our one prehistory expert, our one botany expert. Sadly, we don't quite have the resources for this. We're going during blizzard season, so we have a little bit of extra injury fun. You're a globetrotter. And then, yeah, everybody's gonna get injured. And also, I don't have $30,000. That's right. That's why I didn't launch that expedition before. Because I don't have $30,000.
Lingering shame.
The thing you could fix with a loan. This node does give decent XP on top of everything else. Okay. The recipe for the dexterity potion. Or hold on, did I get a dexterity potion? I think I got the recipe, right? Yeah, cool, rad. Okay, so we can now add plus 15 to stats pretty reliably. We have most of those. There's some piece of mythical gear here that would be interesting to see. We have to get to 50 intelligence and 45 strength in order to be able to reliably crush the MIAs on this. Yeah, and they're both actually present at all times. They're not seasonal stuff. Well, all right. Before I
Guests feeling bored.
start looking around.
That they're not all that.
No, never mind. I was gonna say let's equip our stuff. Let's equip our gear on everybody, but I don't actually want to just walk around with the gear equipped all the time. Because we do need the buzz. So this would be 20k. But if we were going to do it, we would throw you 3 in. We'd be able to generate 15 points of each stat, just of each non-luck stat, just from wearing our gear. Which is going to leave us 9 points short on worm food. This would only be 34, so 16 points short on Fatal Fate. Even with an intelligence potion, we can't meet Fatal Fate. So this one's tough. Upside Town is the future, is for the future. Obviously, we can pour some stats. We have some unspent stat points. Is worth thinking about, but yeah, not a thing to be. Oops, I didn't mean to leave the map entirely. I meant to leave that node. Not a thing to be going for right now. We can head to the Bazaar Market. Here's just some new stuff. How hard is this one? 20k. There's a 45 agility. Somebody gets killed and eaten by a mimic. The 45 luck is not a thing that we're going to be able to generate, but 45 agility totally is, right? We could get there with a potion. Actually, oh no, you already have your agility armor on. I can see it in the thing. Okay, so yeah, we would need a potion. That's not so bad, though. The thing is, we need a potion each time we go here, and each potion is $10,000. So that makes this a $30,000 trip every time. And maybe what we need to do is level up a little bit more. The Halvanaf Tapestry we never finished. How hard is this one? 30 strength to avoid petrify. Mordred, I think, has 4 unspent points. Well, I mean, hold on. We beat 30 strength anyway, right? Yeah, the wildfire is still a problem. But this is... Okay, this is maybe a reasonable node. We've never seen the full Halvanaf Tapestry. And we've already got this leveled up. Not that it matters hugely. But 29k, again, is very expensive to adventure. Cumulus Woods gets us some kind of workshop project. I actually am rather curious about that. Curious about this too, like all the way down here. You would think that it would branch off of one of these things. Okay, there's still a lot to explore on the fantasy map, is the point. So this one's only 15k. The events aren't nearly so hard, and there is a side quest available. I'm gonna have the crew armor up. We'll take our botany expert out with us, and we'll see. We'll start accumulating some plants.
Thank you.
All right, Mordred, take your hammer. Wizard, take your stupid face hat. Stupid face hat. And let's see how much damage we can do here. You need to get some experience on you. We would love to hit a threshold of this. And then the question is, do you want to hit the bonus XP or do you want to avoid losing money? I think the bonus XP is more important. And then we should probably bring our survey scanner. Yeah, all right, let's go find out. I'm very curious what potion it is that there is to unlock there. And then once we have the exhibit from this, if we slap all the stuff back on the stands, we might hit 15. We can still be sending out our prehistoric folk as well. So we've seen all this stuff. Are there any other frozen finds? There's the Chomper Pit and stuff. We've seen all that. Finished our Nibbledon. We saw the stink plant. This is such a large portion of the map as yet uncleared. Okay, this cave painting is the one that has that image on it of the very late space area symbol. So I might want to send people back here if we can. Yeah, like this is actually a relatively chill area. It's 18k. It's not leveled up all the way yet. All right, let's wait till we have 18k and we're going to hit that one. And we've been offered an Impressionist statue showcase. Let's absolutely do that. We'll showcase it. Yeah, kind of over here in the fantasy area. Near all the chickens. You know, people love chickens. Also, I should probably finish decorating. We have a number of things that are not at their full buzz bonus. And will that be enough to push the museum level over? Probably not.
That one day your staff could
I'm not going to spend money on it right now. Let's get this expedition launched and then we'll do it. Okay. New marketing campaign just launched, and I think I'm going to keep it running. Just like driving museum attendance up in general is a good idea. Nobody's at the ticket counter, but probably that won't be true for so long. Right? We have people who are... No, that's not you. Yeah, on a break. We have one person who's on a break, so when their break finishes. Although it's worth noting that they're not actually in the thing. Are you just starting your break, or maybe I need to hire another assistant? Maybe we're pushing it, like cutting it a little close actually on assistants. All right, I'm gonna hire you. Obviously, Pookie Syrup is not generally a ticket booth worker, but for right now, for this moment, this emergency moment. Okay, and then let us immediately send send one of you back out. Okay, we need 40%, so I mean it does probably make sense to bring the survey scanner. Then again, we're hitting perfect excavation, right? Yeah, so we probably don't need the survey scanner. We can just do a detailed, rely on this to get us the perfect thing, and then we'll be high enough level, or we'll hit pristine level into 2 expeditions out here. All right, do we get something cool? We got a frog disease. Acquired Prince Pox. You get kissed, you turn into a toad, maybe? Okay, this is where the recipe for the luck potion is. Well, that's good to know. Especially since we don't have anybody on the team who really has any like huge amount of luck. Unfortunately, that is not a displayable object. So I want to take care of the curse as quickly as possible, obviously. I don't remember how much it costs to decurse. It is 5k. Oh, sorry. No, it's an illness. It was blue. It's an illness. That I know to be 5k. Okay. Decreases food, decreases drink.
Join me in saying farewell to the expedition team.
Let's take that seriously. We gotta show our people that we take their health seriously. Our employee happiness levels are very strong. This is guest happiness. Never mind. It's interesting that they even show me that as a number when it's also here. It's also in the museum rating breakdown. It doesn't really need its own breakout, I don't think. Very strange. So it looks to me like it might be the case that these things still count as generating their... Yeah, an equipped item won't generate buzz, but it looks like they're still generating their buzz for museum level. Because when I put them on people, the museum level didn't actually go down. Okay, and the node we're trying to send these people back to is like 18k or something, right?
Staff may feel like they never go home, but that can't be right.
We couldn't possibly be treating you that way. You wouldn't put up with it. Sorry, not this one. I wanted this one. It was 15. Okay. So let's avoid, again, this, and we can't beat the Prince Pox, but I do love a side quest. Okay, and this was a good time to get the workshop potion while the zone was still low level.
Exhaustive expeditions.
All right, when these expeditions come back, we should be able to push through this, and that actually might be our second star. But there might be one more little box.
Sometimes there's nothing like finding your most
But I bet that's it, actually.
and taking a drive to the woods. Last time I found a wooden door in a clearing that took me to this twisted carnival in another dimension. It was a haunting monstrosity that rejected nature and all it stood for. I really enjoyed myself. I'll be going back next week for another awesome, unsettling time. All right.
Okay, I just wanted to hear the end of that story. Sorry. So we got the +1 quality event, of course, because, you know, there are only so many events to have. And we got this thing, which is certainly not what I was hoping for, but we can put it down for the moment.
We stopped them, obviously.
Yeah, no, that's a little bit of a bummer.
Expedition team returning from Bone Belt.
So our marketing campaign ran out. I probably should just restart that. It's a little frustrating that if you don't have the 10K on hand when the campaign finishes, it just doesn't repeat instead of waiting for you to have the money and then running the repeat. Okay, this is rad. The Department of Culture is delighted with your museum. I think we're doing a great job, personally. And so that means we can go ahead and just run out here again. Just hit these nodes over and over. It doesn't actually matter who comes with me. You like globetrotting. And we're gonna hit our survey level max now without needing the other survey scanner. So let's just bring the journal and have a nice time together. Just a nice vacation away. Bond, hook up, you do whatever. As long as it doesn't interrupt the very important work. All right. You got robbed by goblins, which is a little bit of a shame. And okay, apparently you can get this thing here. Well, I believe, yeah, we have no use for that at all, actually. But we can place this out, just for the moment. That puts us pretty close to 15. And at this point, reaching museum level 15 is the only objective we have left for that box. I just need these sites to be a little bit less recalcitrant. They are causing trouble. How's our botany experts level doing? Still 2. Really has not been a lot of XP. I suppose it might be worth it to
Assistant needed in cafe.
to just save up 25K and send her to Ghost College. But it's not what I will be doing right now. Right now, I, for real, would love to see this other exhibit. Our first real plant. Okay. Hopefully we don't get ambush, bush, and the Prince Pox. Oh no, wait, we're still absolutely in survey scanner mode on this one. And then we need to make a bunch of survey scanners.
Thorough investigation. They may be some time.
So I do kind of still need experts. Like our need for more staff is ever growing. There is no escaping it. The survey scanners are like 10K each. Is that right? Oh no, they're only 25. That's actually... I'm trying to click a button. What are you doing? Popping stuff up, completely obscuring my buttons. What are you thinking? Is it dry enough here? Is this thing... Okay, yeah. Oh, we got a problem in the Cumulus Woods. The specter of a horse appears in front of the team, galloping toward them at pace. A mage appears in the distance, shouting, asking your team to stop the steed. Well, I mean, step in, let's do it. Somebody caught a broken face, but we were given a prosperity potion. Stepping in front of the figure before they can give it enough thought, the staff member goes flying. The spectral horse stops its escape and begins to lick their face. The mage is thrilled, but boy, that probably hurt. Well, we got paid a little bit.
Your donation, we'd like to remind you that all this stuff does not come
You know, the gratitude of a wizard it's a good thing to have. right, show me a big cool cave painting. Heck yeah. So yeah, it's late. It's marked as a prehistory mystery. I think this is going to do something
Exhibits.
when we get the appropriate stuff going. So I'm going to poke this in this corner. This can be where we start stacking some of these. And indeed, look at that. A mountain flag and a smaller mountain flag. Either the flag itself is smaller, or this is a flag for a smaller mountain. I may not personally condone your latest endeavor, but I am a professional and would never say that out loud, let alone put it in writing. Thanks, Tarkin.
Word now from the search site in the Pointy Mountains, where the Bigfoot Foundation has endorsed the establishment and encouraged visitors from far and wide. And I'm sure they're still looking for the old curator. They can't have stopped looking. No.
No, of course not. I wouldn't have totally forgotten about that entire thing. So excited was I to build a cool new museum. Congratulations, your museum has the full support of the Bigfoot Foundation. The elders have agreed to commission an airstrip. Now we can welcome guests from all over Two Point County. Do the unthinkable and draw a crowd to the peak of the Pointy Mountains. We've never been this close. That's a weird way to... Am I being pulled into something kind of weird and sinister, do you think? Alright, have a bunch of guests at the museum. Surely this doesn't mean 130 guests simultaneously. Well, maybe it does. I don't know. We've got our guest improvement campaign running, so our guest income rate improve, not that it improves the guests individually. Provide 5 different guest types with their dream visit. So Yetis like to have high knowledge. Feeling chicken. Saw a chicken. +2 happiness. Fair enough. You like to visit the map kiosk, and you generally get to do that. And I guess at the moment, those are the only 2 visitor types, so we're probably mostly meeting the one and not the other, right? I can't imagine our usual guest's knowledge is... Yeah, right now it's 13. But bringing in new types of guests, hopefully we'll find some people who are into what we're selling here. So now that we've got this, we need to start thinking about space. And obviously I want to get more prehistory mysteries. I really do want to see more of those in action. We should probably only need, just enough like space experts to run whatever nodes, since we understand that area very well and it's very well explored. So I am going to end the episode here in just a moment, but let me make sure I do this first before I forget. So we're gonna hire a space applicant.
If you need more cash and fewer questions.
Okay, so just to clarify, what skills am I going to need? The thing that we see there is it the Podium of Pain? It's one of the last ones we got. So no, it's one of the ones from Halley's Comet. So that requires only a single space expert. It was the Star Cannon, I think. Only a single space expert. It is going to require 30 levels of rank in total. Somebody's going to have survival skills. And I think survival skills ends up being very valuable on space experts in general, right? Yeah, so a space expert with survival skills is what we're really looking for, I think.
Other loan companies will have you jumping through hoops.
And then obviously we're going to have to do some work and some leveling to get to where we're going. In the interim, I don't think I need the left footprint fossil. I think I am cool with continuing to try to find more prehistory mysteries and just kind of have this whole like situation running. What if we got them all together? Wouldn't that be cool? Also, there's some kind of... There's a dinosaur bone skeleton we've never seen the whole thing of here. Some kind of natural spirit we've never seen before, and I am kind of curious what that would be. What if it's dinosaurs? What if it's dinosaur spirits? We have some ancient inventions here which are not the same kind of thing. Yeah, ancient inventions. This is just plants, I think. Edible plants. It's kind of interesting to note. And then over here, there's a mystery. And here there's just some preserved stuff. And honestly, these aren't too bad as far as what they require of your crew. Well, let's maybe start here. I would love to get a lone henge and a time portal. Especially since the time portal contributes guests to the museum, right? So unfortunately, this is going to require 2 prehistory experts. Okay, so maybe that is a slightly in the future kind of concern. And maybe we do just try to jump right to here. Here we need a prehistory expert who has 2 levels of rapid restoration, though, which we certainly do not have access to. And this one's going to require somebody at level 10.
Swiddles. It's so easy.
Okay, so... Robust with photographic memory. I think I like that. Hanalei Venusian Blind. Welcome aboard. Please learn some survival skills. And then we need... I was just looking at it and I've already forgotten. We need another prehistoric person with 2 levels rapid restoration. Do any of our restoration, or do any of our people currently have? No, our one person, well, our one person has 1 level of rapid restoration. So if we just push you up to level 10, and we do need to push a prehistory expert to level 10 anyway, then we can satisfy that. So actually, then I'm not going to bother pushing for another recruitment right this second. Okay, we did that. Claim our reward cash. That's great news. And look at that, a little bit of money to work with. What are we going to do with it all? I have no idea. Oh, right, our expedition from the Cumulus Woods hasn't come back yet. That's why we can't do that yet. Well, I guess let's let that land and then we'll end the episode there. Oh, right. Making sure there's donation bins and knowledge boards everywhere. Pretty important.
There's a crate on the helipad. Oh, and
All right, more survey scanners. Got the side quest XP, which is nice. We didn't take the illness, which is nice. And we got ourselves another one of these damn kettles.
the expedition team have returned safely. Also good news.
There is supposed to be something else here, right? Yeah, theoretically there's a mountainous plant. Wonder what it is. And here we're still working on this. It's very compelling. I want to keep playing. Hold on. We're just going to send... I just want to make sure that I remember to do this. Everything's fine. Where's my botany expert? I must have scrolled right past you. Yo, though, for real, where's my botany expert? Can't be sent out because you have a broken face. Well, alright, I guess get that under control. You'd hate to see that kind of thing become contagious due to not being treated. So, that's going to be it for us for today then, I think, with our second star. I'm feeling like we're on top of this. I think we have this next box of goals at the very least well in hand. I'm not saying we're not going to hit any stumbling blocks, but I think we're pushing along nobly here. So come back next time for the rush up to 3 stars, and we'll see you then.